Okay, so a little while ago, I made a video called "The Console Wars Are Cooked" or "The Console Wars is Cooked," something like that. And in the video, I suggested that in the future there should only be one console. And in my rant during that, also said that Nintendo would probably never be on board with that. So that made me think. After I cut the video off and I'm editing it, I was like, you know what? Maybe Sony and Microsoft should jump in together due to the fact that the games look the same and they run on the same hardware. So literally the same hardware. They're both A and AMD. And if you look at the comparison between an Xbox game, a PS5 game, and an Xbox Series X game, there's really no difference. You could compare like Gears 5 to, let's a shooter. Well, they don't really have shooters now. So I don't know, Ratchet and Clank, Rift in Time, or whatever hyper realistic game they got, Ghost of Tsushima, or whatever like photorealistic fiction game that they got. Um, The Last of Us. Okay, let's Last of Us, because those are two post apocalyptic settings, like the PS5 version of The Last of Us, or Last of Us, or The Last of Us 2. Um, there's not much difference in how the graphics look. It's the same hardware pulling a different kind of trick to get the same image. If you look at like Digital Foundry videos, it'll usually, when they do the comparisons, there's usually little difference in between how the games run and look. Like, you really have to look and zoom in. Like, they really do these deep zoom ins and deep dives, and they get into this really nerdy talk that I like. But it's just like, it's no point in having both consoles at this point. It's just blind competition. That's why Xbox is putting their games on the PlayStation. So if you look at the specs here, if you look at this spec sheet, just in case for those of you who are unaware, I don't know why you wouldn't be if you clicked on a video like this. If you look at the Xbox Series S and the Xbox and the PlayStation 5, you see they're running basically the same processor. It's just clocked at a different speed. The same graphics card clocked at a different speed. Same RAM, and they dropped at the same time. Use the same. You could put the same hard drive that you would put in an Xbox. You could put it in. You could put it in a PlayStation. They both make. No, I don't think Sony makes. Sony doesn't make a proprietary one. Xbox does. They did the deal with Seagate, and then with PlayStation, you could put the Samsung one in there, inside of there. There's a slot for it in there. But they basically do the same thing, and they run games at the same quality. So that just kind of strengthens my point that I was making about how there should be just one console as far as like the heavy duty AAA stuff, because we know Nintendo's probably not ever gonna get into that ball game, but hopefully they will be willing to accept more games from other platforms, like they have with Xbox, like they have a little bit of a relationship with Xbox. So I really wanted to go through this article and look at a clip from this video, and to basically strengthen my point. I'm so glad I found this article. I found this article. I was hyped. I was hyped this afternoon when I found it. So let's read through it. So PlayStation, Xbox, technical differences are negligible nowadays, and a single platform will make games better. The technical difficulties between PlayStation and Xbox consoles are now negligible nowadays. That one standard home console would benefit games more than the current platform war between Sony and Microsoft, according to a former PlayStation head. Speaking during the panel during the IGN Live regarding where we will be playing games in the future, former PlayStation head Shawn Layden commented on the platform war between Sony and Microsoft, saying that if we got out of the way and had one standard home console, games would be better. Nowadays, technical difficulties between PlayStation and Xbox are negligible, as both are using the same hardware from AMD, like I just said. Quote, Xbox, PlayStation, high-end PC, that's almost a plateau where all things being equal, they're pretty much the same. We'd be in a better world if we got down to one standard home console technology that we can come together and get this platform thing out the way. So that takes me to the handheld section of things, because if you wanted to play all the games that are out, majority of the games that are out, even some PlayStation 5 exclusives, because some of them have come to PC, like The Last of Us, God of War Ragnarok is coming, Ratchet and Clank Rift in Time is already on there. and more to come. As I just said, you could get a Switch Lite to play all your Switch games, and you can get like a Rogue Ally or the cheapest version of the Steam Deck OLED, and you can get all of that because on the Steam OLED you can get what? Game Pass. You can get Game Pass on there. On the Rogue Ally you can get what? Game Pass on there. It's like a little handheld PC. And essentially these consoles are PCs. So end of the day, you're putting the same technology in there. Why not just pool your resources, save some money, and put it together? You'd still be competing against Nintendo at that point because Nintendo will probably never join in. So why compete with each other when y'all could be greater together and save money together? Y'all already been working together. A lot of the games that have been releasing on the PlayStation 5, they've been top sellers. So PlayStation gamers do like Xbox games as much as we do this console war bullshit. Whenever a hot game comes out for one console, the other console wants it. Like there's a petition to get Helldivers on Xbox. Like, come on. Like anytime there was rumors of Halo going over there to PlayStation. There was rumors of Gears of War going over there to PlayStation. So I know some people would say, oh, that just monopolizes the market and it doesn't incentivize competition. But there still will be competition because, again, at least with my theory, Nintendo probably won't do it. Probably not for a long time. I think we can get to a point where there's just one console, just one box. Like you either gonna have a high-end PC or you have one console that can run every game from the three big companies, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo. And the competition would lie in, the different development studios. That was like, oh, y'all put that game on now. We could do better. Because developers are very competitive. They want to do what's right. And it would just take for the higher ups to get their heads out of their asses and do what's right for the gamers and do what's right for the players, so we don't get a monopoly type situation. So again, speaking on handhelds, we even had some words from not only this former PlayStation executive, we also had some words from Phil Spencer about a handheld where he didn't confirm it, but he didn't deny it either. So let's check this little clip out real quick.
You've been building the business around this mantra of go where the players are. Whether it's on PC, whether it's through
So we should have a handheld.
I think so.
I think we should have a handheld.
Do you want to say anything?
No, I don't want to say it. I think you have to have Sarah on. Sarah Bond, our president of Xbox, which is awesome.
No fine ass.
But like the future for us in hardware is pretty awesome, and the work that the team is doing around different form factors, different ways to play, I'm incredibly excited about.
He basically said they're doing a handheld without officially saying, yes, we are doing a handheld. You have to
right. Like, there's no reason why they shouldn't. That's just providing more options to play. And I guarantee you, if Xbox makes, the way they've been moving, if Xbox makes a handheld, it'll be like more, it'll just be just as open as the Steam Deck is. Because you can get Switch games on the Steam. I know they shut down Yuzu, but they didn't they reopen under a different name? So like you can get Switch on there. You'd have to, emulate and jump through some hoops for that. You can get the PlayStation exclusives that were on there that were released on PC. You can get those on there, and then you can just get Game Pass for the Xbox games, or just get them on PC. So I think that's what it's moving towards. It's slowly moving towards one platform. It's probably going to be two for a while before it gets down to one as far as home consoles. But I think we'll get there eventually. And I think that will only do us right. I choose to be optimistic. A lot of people bring up again that the monopoly argument, and it will stagnate the business. But the shit, like, business is in some ways already stagnated, if we're being real. So why not try something new to see if we can shift the culture, shift the mindset, shift the way things are done? Like, I don't know. I just choose to be optimistic thinker with things like this. But y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Do you think that do you think PlayStation and Xbox should combine and make one console? or are you just one of them console war people? Which to me, I explained it in my console wars cook video. That is the dumbest thing ever, to give blind loyalty to a company. But if you disagree with me, tell me why you disagree with me. We can have a respectful conversation down in the comments. All right. So y'all let me know what y'all think. All right. So you already know the vibes. So like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's your boy JusticeXFalls, and we out. One.